Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Panic has gripped Kenya Kwanza because President Uhuru Kenyatta has literally camped in Nakuru County, and the president is tearing his deputy apart. Nakuru County is significant, politically speaking, in this particular election. And Nakuru County is one of the counties which are projected to determine who becomes the next president of the Republic of Kenya. And the fact that the president has now decided to stay in Nakuru County for 2 days running is significant, politically speaking. I want us to look at the objectives of President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit to Nakuru. Because if you look at the registered voters in Kenya, Nakuru County is one of the counties with the highest number of registered voters. According to the IBC data, Nakuru County has 1,050,000 registered voters. That is huge. And if you look at the results of the previous election, in 2017, for example, Raila Odinga got 15% in Nakuru County, which was around 110,000 votes in Nakuru. That's Raila Odinga. President Uhuru Kenyatta got 699,000 votes, which was 84%. So the question is, will William Ruto manage to get 84% of the votes in Nakuru County? Or is there a possibility that Raila Odinga's figures are going to increase from 15%, which was 110,000? Those are the questions. According to the projections, most of the projections by the opinion polls, it is projected that in this election, Raila Odinga is going to garner 42% of the votes in Nakuru, while William Ruto is going to garner 58%. And probably that explains why the president is spending 2 good days in Nakuru. If you listen to President Uhuru Kenyatta's speech, he described William Ruto as his friend. But there are certain things he pointed out he doesn't like about the DP. One of them is that William Ruto is a liar. And because William Ruto is a liar, he doesn't want anything to do with him. He also stated that William Ruto is blackmailing him, and therefore he can't give in to blackmail, and that he doesn't like the deputy president because of the way he's abusing other leaders. But what are the objectives of President Uhuru Kenyatta's visit to Nakuru? He began by Naivasha. If you go to State House Facebook page, President Uhuru Kenyatta since yesterday had a very busy schedule, launching projects while at the same time attacking the DP. He began in Naivasha. Today he was in Nakuru town, and he also met with leaders from across Rift Valley in Nakuru. But before we get into all those details, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So please, from the bottom of my heart, I want you to know that the fact that you are taking your time to watch the video, especially up to this point, it gives me motivation to work even harder. And the best thing you can do to promote the channel is just to click that thumbs up button, share the video, and of course, if you decide to send me coffee, I'll also not say no to it. So please take a seat and listen. Let me ask you, do you think President Uhuru Kenyatta will persuade the Kikuyu nation to vote for Raila Odinga? And if you believe so, what is your projection? Is it 20%? Is it 30%? Is it 40%? I want us to try and figure out the projection, because if in Nakuru County in the last election, Raila Odinga got 15%, Uhuru Kenyatta got 84%. With the support of President Uhuru Kenyatta, how many percentage from the Kikuyu nation will he bring? Of course, I don't normally like using the projections of 2017 elections because Raila Odinga's figures were deflated, Uhuru Kenyatta's figures were inflated. So I want to assume that in Nakuru County, Raila Odinga had close to 20%. So do you think he can increase on those figures? Or his ratings has actually gone down? For me, as someone who was part of Raila Odinga's campaign in the last election, I'm not this time. I've been studying their rallies, and I can tell you that there's a huge shift, especially in the mountain and in the Kikuyu-dominated counties like Nakuru. So my projection is that Raila Odinga is likely to get 40% or more in Nakuru. But what was the objective of the president's speech, of the president's visit? Number one is the SGR politics. You know, William Ruto is one of the best politicians we have because he can say one thing here, people clap for him, then say totally opposite thing the other side, and people will clap for him. And when he is on a national podium, he can also say another thing, and people will still clap without questioning. So William Ruto converted this SGR as his campaign tool at the coast. Whenever the deputy president is at the coast, he's always very consistent that the people of the coastal region were denied the opportunity because the president decided to relocate the port to Naivasha. Naivasha is predominantly Kikuyu. So when the DP is in Naivasha, he never talks about that SGR. So the president went to Naivasha specifically to talk about SGR, to explain to the people of Naivasha and Kenyans in general why Naivasha and the SGR. And the president is very clear that there were investors who are coming into the country. These investors have been asking about electricity, transport, and other factors. So Naivasha provided this environment. So he decided that, okay, let's have investors. One of the projects he initiated yesterday, I think, was an EPZ by the Turkish government or investors. So he was explaining that once you bring those investors and they set up factories like in Naivasha, then their product will then be exported. So they'll be exported via rail and they'll be exported to other countries via Mombasa. So it's basically saying the people of Naivasha are benefiting, and at the end of the day, the people of Mombasa will also benefit once the productions are complete. So he was addressing the issue of SGR. Listen in.
I hate nobody. Mimi sina shida na mtu. Hata si unaona wananitusi kila siku. Umewahi kusikia mimi nikiwajibu? Mimi nasema Mungu atalipisha tu, hakuna shida. Wanatukana mpaka wanatutukana mamangu wa miaka zaidi ya karibu na matire nadho ni alright? Lakini mimi nimesema hiyo ni ya Mungu. Ile yetu imebaki ni tufanye kazi, lakini tutende haki na hatuwezi kunyamaza. Na ndio nilikuwa naambia watu Maimahiu jana, unakuja hapo unasema nyinyi ni maskini, nyinyi tumejenga hii radio, inakuja unaenda Mombasa unaambia wale, na usemi ni nani wale walichukua bandari wakapeleka huko Naivasha, na mimi utaona nimeirudisha Mombasa. Akija hapa nakwambia Muriaga itakaa hapa sasa ni mudo wa maheni mayaga ini tutigihotana nake tutigihotana na dirego ugo na ngoro theru. Sijui kama mnanisikia wenzangu. Tuwe watu ambao watakuwa wa haki. Wenzangu, ombi langu nikisema kwa heri kwenu, mimi nataka jameni tuendelee kuwa kitu kimoja. Mimi nataka tuwe na uongozi ambao utakuwa wa haki. Mimi nawauliza kwa heshima kubwa sana, na sio kulazimisha, kwa sababu hakuna kura ya kulazimisha. Shikeni huyu mzee mkono jameni. Si ni namna hiyo? Nakuru tumekubaliana, tutamshika mkono. Wacha nione kwa mikono ni wangapi wanaamini ya kwamba tutamshika mkono. Si ni namna hiyo? Si ni namna hiyo? Hata hawa wengine ni wetu, lakini inaonekana they need time ya kutulia, si ndio? Kuacha matusi, kuacha spidi nyingi, na kujua ya kwamba kazi na ukweli washinda matusi na chuki.
Number two, I also tend to think that President Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on consolidating the Kikuyu voting bloc, and is doing this to expose William Ruto hypocrisy, especially to the Kikuyu nation. William Ruto is today controlling the politics of the mountain. That's a fact. And the politics of the people of the Kikuyu nation. That's a fact. Nakuru, one of them. So the president is telling his people that this man purports to love you. But when he's in Mombasa, he's telling his people, those people, that I took this project and brought it here, and it ought not to have been here. And for me, I think that's the most important thing. The president is trying to mobilize the Kikuyu voting bloc in Nakuru by exposing William Ruto's hypocrisy, especially on the matter of the SGR. Number three, I also tend to think that the president has begun campaigning for Raila Odinga. And what the president is doing is that he's consolidating the support base. Now, he was in Nakuru, met with the Kikuyus. Nakuru is going to play a key role in this election. And he met with all leaders. So by the time the president will be leaving Nakuru, rest assured that at night he must have met the elders, he must have met serious community mobilizers, the president must have met who is who in Nakuru, and probably by the time he will be leaving, he should have been aware of the outcome of the elections, because the NIS will be telling him that, okay, the rally went like this, you ought to have said this, you said this. So basically, he's consolidating the Azimio voting bloc. Tomorrow, the president will be in State House, where he will be awarding a charter for Friends College in Kaimosi, and they'll be awarded the university charter. That's significant because Musalia Mudavadi will not be there, and it's one of the handshake projects. So president, in my view, after Nakuru, is targeting Western, and probably it will be followed by a visit to Western. So generally, the president has now begun that campaign for Raila Odinga. Number four is the legacy projects. The truth of the matter is that William Ruto has been consistently saying that since handshake, nothing has happened in the country. But according to President Uhuru Kenyatta, he has always maintained that a lot of things happened during handshake era compared to when he was with Ruto. So like the railway line from Nakuru to Busia, which he commissioned, is one of the projects he's talking about. So Ruto cannot come out and deny. The SGR terminated in some very far place. And I remember Moses Kuria talking of, how can you take SGR and terminate it in that particular far end? So what the president has done is that they have now connected that SGR, I think it's some 5 kilometers. Then you will now connect with the station so that those people from the Luo who normally travel on Christmas can enjoy the SGR. And that's literally Azimio project. So he's trying to counter Ruto while at the same time highlighting his legacy project. By the time the president will be leaving Nakuru, I don't know whether it's today or maybe it will be tomorrow, the people of Nakuru will never forget the project, the project which the president launched. And lastly, it's about endorsing Raila Odinga's bid. President Uhuru Kenyatta was very clear that his choice for the presidency is none other than Raila Amolo Odinga. Demze. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Thank you.